What's up everyone, Professor Mike, Coach T back from Graced by Round A Leads here in the UK. Hope you're doing well. This week looking at side control attacks all week. Going to give you 6 different submissions to make your side control game even better. So yesterday we looked at the Kimura on the far side. Going to give you another option from that position today. This is what it looks like. Going to ask Coach T to lay down his head there please. Right, turn him around this way for you just to start off. So let's review the position yesterday. We looked at getting our shoulders, our opponent's far shoulder off the mat, and then dealing with the problem of the near side arm. It's always going to be the problem when we want to go to the far side. Our opponent's going to use this arm to block us, so we need to deal with it. Okay, so just turn it a little bit more, please, Coach T. So again, if you look at this position, I want to be both arms on the far side. If you check back to us on Sunday, I think it'll be, this week we're going to talk about some ideas of different arm work and controlling our opponent. Today we're going to be 2 arms on the far side. I want to dominate underneath my opponent's elbow line. Why? It stops him rolling away for 1, and 2, it allows me to take a grip high on the shoulder here, look. I'm going to pull him towards me and clamp down with my elbow onto his chest. Now look, I've exposed my opponent's back, that's a good thing for us. He's going to want to put his back on the mat. How do I stop him doing that? I take another grip, bring my elbows in, and I keep him, by pressing weight on my opponent, I keep him locked on his side. That's really important. Okay, from there, he gets this position. This hand we know, as we said, is going to be the problem. It's going to frame up our hips, it's going to grab our pants, it's going to be a nightmare. So from here, a couple of options for you. We looked at some different options, right? I can either cut straight through with this knee and replace. That's a decent option. All right, or I might simply press down and switch. That's a decent option as well. You'll see Coach T squirming a little bit, it's because I'm putting the pressure down. We need to maintain pressure from our elbow into our opponent's ribs. If we're loose here, he's going to roll back to the back of the mat. I've lost the position. So when we get him high here, we maintain these grips. I'm actively applying pressure, leaning slightly to my opponent to keep him pinned. All right, however you beat this arm, doesn't matter, all right? We've just got to get over the top of it and get to north-south. I'll just show you something that's really common. Our opponent might grab here. That's really quite common, okay? One way to beat that, just walk your leg out, bring this on top. You can always kick that grip out and beat it. Now we need to replace. So we're trapping our opponent's arm. Key. This also really helps us keep him on our side because it's hard for him to roll back. Okay, so now I'm going to walk round, so I'm facing my opponent's feet. I'm going to turn around this way, please, Coach T. So I walk round, so I'm facing my opponent's feet. I now disconnect my opponent's elbow from his body by lifting up. Okay, I want to pull it up and create a space here. When we looked at the Kimura, we looked at switching grips, and that's a great attack. But sometimes, if you favour arm locks, this is a really, really tight arm lock. What we need to do is lean onto the knee that's pinning our opponent's arm. Just be careful here because we can place quite a lot of pressure onto our opponent's arm. You might get the odd yelp. All right, so I'm going to try not to do that to Coach T, but I'm going to lean this way and I'll throw my leg through the gap. And I'm aiming to throw the blade of my foot, so the outside of my foot, across first. And I fall down. I know I've got a great position when my heel and my knee can touch. Notice, I maintain control of my opponent's elbow line. Okay, that's vitally important. The great thing about this position is, it's hard for my opponent now to re-grip his hands together. Okay, as he goes there, I can intercept this hand at the wrist, bring to my far side shoulder. I close both elbows into my hips, and now I turn as if I'm going to a normal armbar position. And there's the tap. A very, very tight armbar. So heel to knee, elbows locked. When I turn my hips this way to go to the normal armbar, it applies pressure. If we miss this elbow line a little bit, don't panic. I can always go through and finish the armbar tightly from a normal position. Okay, let's do it one more time. Some of the key details. Inside control, dominate the far side. All right, take a grip. I like to go high here on the shoulder. I pull my opponent towards me, placing pressure through my elbow. I solidify this position by pulling in. Look, every time, elbows to my own hips makes me really strong. It's a great connection. Okay, here, we want to put pressure down, we might bring this leg out. Our opponent might grab the leg, happy days. I walk the leg out, stamp through, kick out, re-grip. Okay, controlling my opponent's arm with my knee. This is out the base, and allows me to lean and keep pressure on this arm. Walking round, looking at my opponent's feet, disconnect his arm from his body, giving me a space. Now look, when I throw my leg over, remember it's the side of my foot first, and I do not put my hand out to base. I maintain this grip around the elbow. Fall, elbow to knee. Your opponent's arm will be trapped underneath your shin, making it hard for them to grab their hands together to defend the arm lock. From here, intercept at the wrist, pull the arm straight. Don't put it to my near side shoulder, far side shoulder. Hug, elbows in nice and tight, turn the hips. That's the finish. Worst case scenario, we miss that first finish. We can loosen it off into a super tight arm bar at the top. There we go, thanks Coach T. So popularised by Marcelo Garcia, one of my favourite grapplers. Check him out, he does this all the time. Awesome arm bar from Side Control. Enjoy.